Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to a screen that just says this. They're fixed. Hello, everybody. My name is Rob, and welcome to a 2-hour session of me making technical mistakes and getting this live stream wrong. Maybe that will be my first mistake. Maybe it will be my last. But you are here to share your YouTube channels with YouTube experts who are going to share their knowledge, wisdom, enthusiasm, passion, and constructive criticism to help you take your YouTube channel to the next level. It is vidIQ, the creator-obsessed YouTube education channel. And we are all about education, inspiration, and a little bit of fun along the way. I am your host with the least for the next couple of hours, Rob Wilson, your YouTuber in residence here. But I cannot do this live stream without a collection of guests. And introducing first, he is our resident gaming expert. He's also the eyebrow-raising master. He is the host of Wednesday video reviews on vidIQ. We'll tell you a little bit more about that a little later on. It is Dan the man. Hey, Dan, how's it going?
Good.
Loving those eyebrows, as expressive as usual. What have you got to tell me this week?
Channels are going to get advice.
There you go, folks. We are as prepared as we always are. Introducing next, he is the coolest guy on YouTube. He wears shades and Dan just froze himself off a live stream as well. Thanks. So while Dan's just made a quick exit, let's introduce. Thanks, Dan. Let's introduce our next regular guest and co-host. He is the coolest man on YouTube, and yes, he's going to have a big surprise later on with a new thing that we're introducing this week, but we'll leave that until later. That's just going to throw him sideways when it happens. But for the time being, Jeff El Jefe, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
All good, all good. Tell us how you're getting on. What are you up to? What you're busy with? Building Lego?
I'm up to no good. I'm building Legos while watching Hulu. So yeah, that's about the extent of what I'm up to.
Awesome, awesome. And now introducing, last but certainly not least, he is another of the Think Media aficionados joining us here. I think it is his first appearance on channel audit live streams, but we have had him elsewhere on the channel already. I would say this person has had the most successful YouTube-centric short there is, with 8 million YouTube Shorts views, while the rest of us are still scrabbling around trying to figure out how to make YouTube Shorts work for YouTube education. But this guy's already figured it out. He is one of the creators at Think Media, and he goes by the name of Nolan. Let's just call him Nolan. Nolan, how's it going?
Mr. Beast, I'll give you YouTube advice later. We're live, guys. Oh my goodness, sorry. I'm excited to be here. I'm so happy to be a YouTube expert. Yeah. I love the quotations there. And man, this is gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'll give Mr. Beast a call later. He can wait because it's vidIQ time. I'm excited to be here, guys. This is gonna be a blast.
Now, I think just before we should start, we should all flex by pointing at our gold play buttons. Oh, Jeff, you haven't got one. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
You got to send one over. You got to send one over, man. I'll print one out. How about that?
How about you just make one out of Lego? That'd be easy enough to do, right?
Yeah.
You got enough bits and pieces. All right. So we're all in the house, and we're all here ready to audit your channels. And I'm going to explain how this works in 45 seconds of your time. So if you are brand new here, do let us know in the chat. But if you are a regular here at vidIQ, do welcome in those new visitors. We want them to stick around and become part of the vidIQ family, because this is what we're going to do for you over the next couple of hours. Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat, and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. After the live stream, don't forget to download the vidIQ extension where you can get a custom channel audit, daily ideas, and an AI-powered video title generator. Link is in the description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow creators. moderators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started. Final bits of housekeeping. As per usual, we get sometimes 1,000 channel submissions every single week, which is incredible, but it means the four of us can't audit all of your channels. So what I recommend you do, if you have a second screen as you're watching this live stream, put your channel on that second screen, because when we're auditing a tech channel or a gaming channel or a beauty channel or a fitness channel, the likelihood is the advice we are giving you is fundamental to all types of channels, all shapes and sizes, all topic and niches. So don't just think as if we are auditing one channel. We are auditing the entire community as a whole to give you advice. Thank you, Dan, with all of his hand gestures. These are really helping me in the
They're good visuals.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Practice.
Right, so I think we should just jump straight into this. Dan, Nolan, Jeff, if you're all ready, shall we audit the first channel?
Yes.
All right, then. So,
let's do it.
First channel we're going to audit, who submitted on our forms this week. The forms are in the description. If you want to add yours now, you may still be picked randomly later on. Is Too Young to Learn All. They have 100 subscribers, so congratulations on that first milestone. And I'm going to throw it to Jeff here for your first impressions. What do you think this channel is about? Does a viewer know whether or not they're in the right place relatively quickly?
Okay. Too Young to Learn All. Robotics DIY. Oh my God, we reached the milestone 100 subs. So I'm getting robotics and DIY, but I guess that's what it's about. I'm still a little confused, and that's totally fine. It could just be, you know, they're just getting started. Obviously, I'm not sure how long they've been in the game, but I'm not getting that clear value proposition from the title, or sorry, from the banner or from the channel's name itself. Sure. And not so much either coming from the thumbnails and the video topics here. So a little bit of that could go a long way to just making sure that I know. But I think that's also up to them to really focus in, like, hey, is this really what I want my channel to be about moving forward? And then they can kind of lean into that sort of branding for it.
So I guess to summarize, Jeff, what you're saying is that the messaging is a little unclear here.
Right.
Like, it's within 5 to 10 seconds, I'm still trying to figure out what the channel is about.
Yeah.
And, you know, from a viewer's point of view, who, when they don't know you, they're not prepared to give you that much time. Perhaps there's too much time being spent on the messaging here, which is something that obviously the creator can work on going forward.
And then most viewers don't really, for the most part, as a viewer, they don't really care about like your YouTube milestones and a lot of that stuff unless they're hardcore members of your community. Sure. So having that in the banner, it doesn't really serve that much of a purpose right now. More than anything else, you just want to have this messaging be really clear. Like explain it to me like I'm 5 levels of clear.
It's a really good point, because in a video I made yesterday, which was about channel banners, we used one of the channels from the live stream where one was really clear. You could tell it was about Lego animation within 3 seconds. And then the other one was just talking about their milestones, and you had no idea what the channel was about. So your first opportunity to communicate to your audience what it's about, that opportunity was missed. Dan, what do you think? First impressions here, what can you see?
So I'm seeing a lack of focus, not in the content itself necessarily. It's just on the audience. So there are videos about robots that you've made that do funny or cool things. Mm-hmm. And then there are videos that seem very specific to actually building robots.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
And I think that is 2 totally different people. Like, I would watch somebody who's made a robot who eats people. I think that's funny. It's a funny idea.
Yeah.
But I don't care how you made it necessarily in detail. I would like to see the story play out of you getting the parts together and making it, but learning how to solder and things like that, that's a way different video. That's me thinking like, I want to make a robot that eats people, so I have to go out and learn how to actually do the nitty gritty and like learn every step of the way. I'm going to want really long, in-depth tutorials on that. And I don't want comedy. I don't want to be bogged down with that. I don't need that person to be funny. I need them to teach me what to do. So it's 2 totally different audiences when you make videos that are like, here's something cool that I built, and then here's how to build something else.
Yeah, viewer intent, like this one, is to entertain, whereas this one is to educate, even though the topics are very similar, and that could be a very different audience. So I love that viewpoint, Dan. Nolan, this is it. This is your chance to add a nugget of information. What have you spotted?
First off, if you go to the banner, I gotta respect the honesty. 1 to 2 high quality videos a week. If that was like my channel, my personal channel, I'd be like 0 to 4. You might get none, but you also I just might drop a lot.
Sure.
Me too.
But looking at the videos, honestly, where I think the most improvement that actually would, and I just see this a lot with other channels in general, but I think it's the video ideas could be spiced up a little bit, and it might even be the same video, but just kind of reworked in the packaging of the title and thumbnail. I'm looking at the robot fish bit my arm off, and again, I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I might watch something like that, but I think there could be a better way to do it. And I just think there could be, because it's really interesting, like building these robots. I have no idea how to do this. And so to me, this is kind of fascinating, but I think there could be just some better video ideas. I think even changing this from even before you shoot it, it will help you kind of craft the storyline and the actual video. But like I created an evil robot on accident or something.
Yeah,
and like the thumbnail, like to me that could be a little more interesting. Whereas like I'm looking at the one above, it's like a Halloween scare box, and it says I made I don't even know what that is. Arduino scare box. I don't actually know what that is, but what could be interesting is like assuming it's like maybe a box that they put on the porch on Halloween night and it like scares people when it walks by or something, assuming that's maybe what it is. There could be an interesting title where it's like, I made a robot that scares
Children.
people or so, so I think just, and even like, I really like how Mark Rober stole the robot piano short. I think utilizing people kind of in your space like Mark Rober is really, really smart. I think just I would try that again and do stuff like I recreated Mark Rober's fill in the blank. And so I would spend a little bit more time thinking through the actual packaging of these videos, because to me, I'm like, these are really interesting, but I think just with a different angle on it could just really help click-through rate on these videos. That's kind of like the main thing that I'm seeing. And of course, I agree with everything that you guys are saying as well, but really interesting channel. This is, it's fascinating to me.
There you go. Knowledge bomb from Nolan. Just to look at this one a little bit more, I think as you talk about the idea, Nolan, maybe robot fish. If you start a title with that, then you've already kind of lost some interest from me, because I might be interested in the concepts of robots doing something, but specifically a robot fish. Yeah, that feels as if it's going a bit too specific with an audience. But whereas you said, I built a killer robot by accident, that has much more of a broad appeal than being very specific. And I noticed this as well, this potential search term.
I'm noticing that as a theme, that word that you're typing in, Arduino. I'm probably butchering it, but that seems to be maybe a play on search. And so, it looks like it is some sort of like, what would you call it? I'm not a PC kind of gamer kind of guy, but it looks like some sort of computer chip type of thing. So, I think honestly with some of these videos, you don't even need that in there. I think
this all looks very programmable, tutorial, not really entertainment content.
Right. The people who would appreciate this content wouldn't know or care about the chip that you're using.
Yeah.
Right. So I think focusing in on, if it is going to be searched, this could be very smart, because I'm looking at 5 years and it's 8.2 million views on this top video, right? So I think that is a video in itself. But I think if you're going the entertainment route, which is kind of what it looks like just from looking at your channel, I wouldn't put that in there. I'd make it more broad and kind of appeal to the general public. So even the very last video that he posted is, taking that word out, right? This robot drew this, or that's very fascinating to me. It's like, I built a robot that drew the Mona Lisa. I'm probably clicking on that video. So I think that actually shift in some of these videos could be a huge game changer for this channel.
So go ahead, Dan. Sorry, go ahead.
I just thought of a 1 million view idea for this channel.
Here we go.
Make a robot that can read YouTube live stream chat and let people in chat give inputs so that the robot has to draw what people are saying.
So what's going to happen there, Dan, is your video is going to get 1 million views, and then you're going to be removed from YouTube for breaking to some sort of
for all the things they
community guidelines, all sorts of stuff. So
you would, as a good programmer, you would set up filters so certain words wouldn't work, certain inputs wouldn't work. But people remember years ago, like Twitch plays Pokemon, and there's still channels out there now. It's programming that reads chat, and people are trying to all control the same character at the same time, and it's chaos, and they try to beat the game. I kind of wonder if you're a really good programmer, if you can do something similar where you get your audience to interact. Maybe it can read YouTube comments from one video and then here's what it drew based on what you put. I just think that people who can program and do this stuff can be so creative with the platform of YouTube itself. And I've seen some really, really impressive things from people who know how to program on YouTube.
So what we focused on here is really idea and audience. If we were going to spend a bit more time on this, we'd probably look at the thumbnails, but we can probably save those discussions for another channel, because I think there's a bit of work that could be done on the thumbnails as well. But let's save those conversations for another channel. And this is our first gaming channel that submitted this week. They go by the name of Big Noobski, and they have 1,500 subscribers. And as is the trend with channels that we've audited in 2022, we're auditing more and more shorts channels, which gives us a bit of a challenge because we can't look at the thumbnails, but we can look at the titles and the ideas and the cadence. And this channel with 1,500 subscribers, they're getting views which are very consistent: 9,000, 9,000, 6,000, 3,000, 7,000. So 73,000 there as well, Dan. So I guess the question is, how is this channel being consistent within the gaming shorts format of content?
So this phenomenon we're seeing where more and more channels are submitting for audit and asking for advice, and they're just shorts, that's kind of what caused me to start doing video reviews on Wednesdays, because my belief is that for YouTube Shorts, the title and the thumbnail in most cases is the first few seconds of your short. It's just that initial hook, that initial bit of intrigue. So without looking at any videos, what I would tell any shorts gaming channel is, think about where this is showing up. YouTube's going to try and find people who are interested in watching it. So you might not necessarily need to find a way to explain that this is Valorant. Okay. So if you've never seen this, no, you don't have to get that detailed with it, but it should be very clear in the short what I'm about to see. There should be something that indicates to me, hey, I should stop scrolling because something really cool is going to happen. So one way you can do this is if what's on the screen is kind of hard to contextualize, you can come on with just a VO and say, I was playing Valorant during stream the other day, and look at this headshot, or something like that. Just giving them that, verbal reason to stick around. It looks like you necessarily don't need that kind of advice, because we have shorts here with over 200,000 views. You've had plenty of breakout successes to kind of compare and contrast. What was it about those shorts that did so well versus ones that are just getting 1,000 views?
I've just spotted here, Dan, when you said the 250,000 views, this idea of just using titles over and over again.
Yeah.
I keep seeing this in shorts, whereby you just use the same title over and over again, and your shorts go gangbusters.
Think about how approachable that topic is too. Valorant facts that'll blow your mind, 5, 6, 7, 8, doesn't matter. If you were scrolling through the shorts feed and you liked Valorant, and someone said, here's more Valorant facts that'll blow your mind, and someone just started rattling off facts, you wouldn't have a chance to scroll away. If you like Valorant, you're probably going to stick around. I play Valorant. What don't I know? So that's a really, really smart strategy. There's 20 Valorant facts in 60 seconds. I think the reason that one didn't get hundreds of thousands of views was because it was in 60 seconds. I think, the shorter, the better. If you can give just a few facts and then spread that out across a bunch of videos, but still 10,000 views is pretty respectable. We can pick these apart individually. But ultimately, it's looking for those themes like Rob just found that are going to give you more consistent shorts views, in my opinion.
I think what we've also seen, Dan, is if you try and include too many facts in a short, then it feels like it goes overboard. You probably want to maybe limit yourself to 5. 3 or 5 seems to be the good sweet spot. And then, as you say, don't make it 60 seconds, make it 20, 25 seconds.
Yeah. Much better chances.
I just want to play this video, Dan, because you were saying the first few seconds of your short is basically the title. And so I just want to give viewers an idea of like what the content they're getting into when they see the short.
Harbor's ult can be avoided by standing near an edge. On his left leg, he has the numbers 23, 1, 22, and 5 on it, which translates to wave. You could break your own shield orb. Harbor seems really interested in architecture when you look at his voice lines. Both of Harbor's walls can go through walls. Harbor gets his power from a bracelet connected to Astra's past. Harbor can make a full circle with his...
So what do you think to that, Dan, in terms of like just almost like a raw knowledge dump, like no fluff,
right?
You're gonna learn all of this.
Very block facts.
Yeah,
you know, but I don't know anything about this game, which is the problem for me right now. But it also didn't get as many views as I know you're capable of getting. So I'm kind of wondering, maybe this character isn't one that a lot of people know or care about. Maybe this is a more niche character in the series. But I could be completely off base. Maybe it just needs more time. It is rather recent, so it could be taking off as we speak, and it's hard to tell.
I don't want to put you on a spot here, Nolan, but something I always ask Heather when she's on is like, we're seeing all of these shorts channels, and this channel has 2 million views, right? Which is fantastic. They're getting a great number of views, but that still falls well short of the 10 million views that you need from YouTube Shorts to monetize.
Yeah.
And so like, what is the maybe alternative business goal for this channel? What are your thoughts just on that, generally speaking, for shorts channels?
Yeah, I mean, I really believe that, you know, shorts creators should also be long form creators. And so, you know, when we're just talking about like, if you are, and it looks like, oh, look, you know, there are some videos right there. So that makes me happy. Yeah. And so they actually might be monetized because of that. Something that I think we're seeing is someone who's not posting any long form videos. It's very hard for them to get 10 million views. You know, because that's a lot of views. And sometimes it can be easier. You get 1 or 2 videos that kind of pop off into the algorithm with your long form content. It's really easy to monetize. And then like we know, monetization is coming to shorts. And so it's like, get monetized, and shorts aren't going to make as much money, you know, per 1,000 views than your long form videos, though they could get a lot more views. I do think that if I'm someone who wants to monetize, I just think long form it kind of opens the doors for so much more stuff, because it builds more trust with your audience. I mean, but don't get me wrong here, because so many people have blown up YouTube channels and TikToks, and, you know, just with short form, and they've done it, and it's amazing. I do think though, on YouTube right now, the ability to do both is really, really strong. I recently started, just about a month ago, a brand new YouTube channel, and I posted 3 YouTube videos, or no, I think I posted 2 YouTube videos, and I hit my 4,000 watch hours within maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But I didn't get to 1,000 subscribers until about 4 weeks in. And basically, and so I posted 1 short, and I noticed that like instantly I just got a bunch of subscribers from my shorts. So kind of what I'm seeing is shorts have that ability to go viral. They have the ability to bring in some subscribers. But for me, it was my long form content that, now that I'm monetized, is helping me make money. And you know, shorts aren't monetized yet. And so for me, it's both. And I just think that this channel should keep posting. I went to Vid Summit, and Eric suggested, and I think Mr. Beast suggested the same thing, that their suggestion was to do 1 long form video and to do 2 shorts per week. Like, that's their ideal upload schedule. Now, you know, if you have a full-time job, like I'm like, I work at Think Media full-time. So this, you know, side project that I'm working on, my hobby is I'm doing like 1 video every 10 days. And then I'll throw a short once in a while. And that's just the start. Right. But I do think keep posting long form videos and get your audience used to seeing shorts and long form videos. Cause the goal is in their subscription feed, or as they're watching shorts and you post a new one on their homepage, you want your audience to watch both. That's going to make you a lot more money down the line, even when shorts get monetized.
You can see how YouTube has almost directed this creator to do shorts. Like
Yeah.
a month ago, like 100 views. All right, let's try a short. Oh, I did well. Let's do another one. Oh, I did pretty well. Yeah, but we want to make long form content. Oh, that's disappointing. I only got 600 views. Let's just try another
Still
short.
more though. Still more than the last one.
All right,
Been long, long
400,000 views now we're talking. So yeah, I think you're right, Nolan. Maybe this creator now does want to maybe drop in
Yeah.
like a couple of long form content. And I'm thinking, let's look at this one. Maybe you turn that into like a 2 or 3 minute long form piece of content. So it's still relatively short. You're still getting that like instant dopamine hit for the viewer every time. It's not like 6 to 8 minutes. Keep it still relatively short. So it's targeting that same audience, but it's in a long form content. That might be your entry back into long form content.
One little hack too, Rob, that kind of we do on Think Media is we purposefully make videos to make them to like do a compilation and make it a series. So what could be really cool is if you made, let's say it's 10 Valorant facts, and that's maybe a 5-minute long video, 6, 7, 8 minute long video. Once you do 4 of those, take all of them and like stitch them together, and maybe you'll have to kind of redo your intros and outros. But that video, now you might now have a 25, 30 minute long video, and it's basically like the ultimate Valorant facts video, and it's just a ton of them. We've seen, because they're longer and they typically have some longer watch time, that those do really, really well for us. And so definitely try that out if you are if that makes sense for your content.
Now then, folks, if you switched off for the last 10 minutes because this was a gaming channel, how much did we actually talk about gaming there? Very little. That was all about shorts on long form content. And that's why you should be keeping a key eye on every single channel that we talk about. Moving on, this was a channel that Nolan specifically picked to audit. So we're going to let Nolan lead with it. And then I'm conscious, Jeff, that you've been sitting on the sideline. So I want to bring you in straight after Nolan's initial thoughts here. So Nolan, we have Vortex Fitness, approaching 4,000 subscribers. Tell us a little bit more about this creator.
Yeah, definitely. So I pulled this one up, and I was like, I clicked on one of the videos, and I was like, okay, this is going to be perfect. Let's, and I didn't look at anything else. So this is kind of my first time even reading the banner. Depression fades, confidence grows. Be my gym bro. I'm like, all right, cool. The guy, he looks pretty young, maybe a high schooler. Looks like a young guy, very strong. Vortex Fitness. It's clearly from just the channel and the banner, a fitness channel. Then if we scroll down, we look at some of his recent videos. Let's see, 2 days old. He's posting a lot, which is really, really cool to see. Very consistent with it, which is awesome. We have a birthday workout surprise. 15-year-old pause. So he's 15 years old. So my first thought too is, or then even if we go a month ago, 14 years old, my 1 rep maxes powerlifting. I think what could be really interesting is actually going just very niche on like your age, because I think sometimes what like young people, they feel like they maybe are an expert or they can't talk about something. But I'm like, if you got abs, and you're 15 years old or you're in high school, there's other people who are the same age or younger, and they want to look like you. They want to know what you're eating. They want to know when you go out to, eat at lunch, maybe at school, at the cafeteria line, what's like, those are very interesting videos that I think would be really cool to see more and more of. And so I really, there's a lot I like about it. There was one thing though, and then Jeff, I want to hear your thoughts, but there's one thing when, I know this isn't the video review live stream. Are we able to watch like 15 seconds of that 350 home gym tour? Cause I think I watched, I was like, there's a lot I think anyone can learn from this, whether you have an educational or entertainment type of channel.
Sure, let's jump in. I hope you can all hear it. Let me know if you can't hear anything.
What is going on, guys? So it has been a while since I posted, so I'll give you guys some updates, and also
can you pause it real quick?
A little home.
Okay, first thing, I think we all saw this is a mistake that I think we've probably all made before. Starting the video off apologizing for not posting or for just kind of not getting right into it. It's like one of those YouTube laws that was broken right here. So one thing I would love to see, and actually, even if we just mute it and kind of skim through the rest of the video, one of the things that I've noticed is it's kind of a vlog style, which is totally fine. You might have seen our video, Vlogging is Dead. Vlogging is dead, but the vlogging format it works. But I think where this channel, so if we pause it again here, this is not the cheap home gym tour yet. This is a vlog of his day. And he actually says in his video, he goes, let me show you my workout routine. That's a separate video.
Yeah.
I want to see a separate video, which is my workout routine, 15 years old, you know, like that's a video. Then this video, based on the title, Cheap Home Gym Tour, that is its own thing. I want to see just that in this video. And it's okay if it's 2 minutes long, or if it's, you know, if it's a little bit shorter, that's okay. You're going to get way more views, way more retention, because you really want to be thinking, what does the viewer want to see? And so when you title it and when your thumbnail is on one promise and they click on it and it's instantly not what they clicked on for, they're going to leave.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think we're seeing a lot less views just in general. I think these views could just go way through the roof if you just get specific on your content. So whether you have a cooking channel, whether you have a graphic design channel, if your video title and thumbnail is on one thing, just make the video solely about that one thing and get into it as fast as you can. But yeah, Jeff, I want to hear your thoughts. I know we're kind of getting into the video reviews here, but even just for the channel, I think that plays a part too, and just into the type of content that he could be making as well.
No, I completely agree. It comes down to a mindset that we want to impart to creators about being respectful of a viewer's time. First of all, so that speaks to the concept of getting into the video as quickly as possible. Secondarily, the fact that the title and thumbnail don't match what's actually happening in the video, at least not yet, so far from what we've seen. So that's a problem in and of itself. And this happens to a lot of creators, especially a lot of creators that I speak to who are just getting started, where they're recording a video and then after the fact, they're trying to wrap a title and thumbnail around this video that's like searchable and, you know, with good keywords and all that, but it doesn't actually make sense to the video. And this is where having those things done ahead of time. So making sure you have your topic, your idea, your title, your thumbnail, having that stuff done before you record the video. And that way it all makes sense. It all lines up, because now you're essentially not clickbaiting people. You have a title that sets an expectation, a thumbnail that sets an expectation. And when they get into the video, you're not wasting their time. You're getting straight into the cheap gym home tour. So that's just something to think about. But those are some of the things that I noticed immediately, that a little bit of pre-planning can go a long way with their content.
For example, when I click on this, I might be expecting to see something like an apparatus that you've built in a room with a dollar amount next to it. Like, this only cost me $25 to build. It's like, now you've got my attention. That's how cheap it is to potentially build my own gym in my own house, as opposed to how the creators started this. I also noticed something else. I couldn't not avoid it. It looks as if you are looking at the viewfinder, not the lens, when I was watching. And also the set design here is a little lackluster in terms of trying to emphasize the workout gym routine. But I thought the editing was good, and you went to a lot of trouble to capture footage in action, like down at the gym. So I know that a lot of thought was put into this. Dan, was there anything else you noticed, maybe like video wise, as we're just quickly looking through this? Just maybe one thing.
You guys really covered it. That's the biggest, I think, takeaway here is people not getting what they would expect when they click on the video. So if you can address that, and you know what, if you want to give your thoughts about your day as well, I still would avoid channel updates, because you're going to have this video to appeal to a lot of new people who don't really care about what's been going on in your channel lately. So I would throw that out. But if there's other things going on in your day that you use to prep getting into the gym, I would start with still an opening, showing your workout space, maybe a super quick cut of it, you know, and some, like Rob said, some prices. And then you come in and you're like, oh, so every day when I get up, I prepare one of these protein shakes and whatever, we're going to go to the gym today. And now it's a vlog. but you've kind of, the click has paid off. I know you're headed to the gym. I know we're going to get more details about that equipment, but I'm also getting to know you now as the creator.
This feels like the start of the gym tour, like 2 minutes 50 into the video. And so all of this should be front loaded to the beginning of the video. But you know, let's give a credit. They've got 4,000 subscribers. That suggests to me, given the view counts they currently get, that maybe they've had a viral video in the past. So yeah, one with 500,000
I took
views.
steroids.
Wow.
What a title. I do. Yeah, this is really cool. I think keep focusing in on that age that, I mean, you're doing it and it works.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Nolan. Look at that. These are all of the most the best performing videos, and they all have an edge in the title.
Yeah, and these challenges are interesting too, because that's just a trend I've seen on YouTube, right? Is these transformations. So 22-day body transformation. That's great. Do another one where it's a sit-up transformation, and maybe you already did, or no, 6 months. You did. Yeah, no, I think doing a specific setup, challenge would be great. But like overall, honestly, I think this person has it. It's just, it's dialing in their content and, and thumbnails and stuff like that. But this is definitely off to a really good start, based on just, a lot of the YouTube channels out there that I feel like this one it's posting content. It's posting good content, and it's at that point where a couple tweaks are going to really help it just to take off a lot more.
So that is Vortex Fitness, and thank you very much, Nolan, for imparting your wisdom there, folks. Express your gratitude to Nolan's knowledge there with some emojis in the chat as we learn a little bit more about what Nolan does at Think Media. So yeah, tell us what's been going on on Think Media recently, Nolan, and what you do there.
Yeah. So, I mean, the main thing right now is we do have a 1K challenge. So if you are looking to get your first 1,000 subscribers and make your first $1,000, then definitely join our challenge right here. You can see learnvideo2023.com. We're actually in the middle of it. And so Heather and Sean that you see right there, you've probably seen them on the Think Media podcast or on our channel, Think Media. They have some really cool sessions where they're going to be talking about how to make money and how to, just get more views, especially if you are starting out, maybe you're a beginner. Definitely go sign up because it's not too late. It's day 2 right now, but you can see it's going to be going through the 28th. And so it's completely free. And so you can get in there. Once you sign up there, I think there's a few sales where you could opt in to maybe join VIP if you wanted to pay for that. But all the sessions, everything is absolutely free. You can get in there, watch all of the sessions. It's a really cool community that's going on. So definitely go check that out. And that's kind of where we're going to be hanging out all week. And then, at Think Media, we have a ton of free content for you guys as well. If you are curious on kind of all things online video, specifically YouTube, we're talking about it over there, talking about all the stuff, monetization. We're talking about cameras and tech for content creators. And so go check that out at Think Media, and would love to see you guys in the challenge. And it's gonna be fun, Rob. It's a busy week, but man, the challenges are always so rewarding. So
it's always busy weeks for content creators. There's a link in the description if you want to go directly to the challenge website. And just one last thing, they've got Sean, they've got Heather, we've got Omar, but who's got the most views on the channel? Oh yeah,
boom! Take that.
All right, there we go. So that is Think Media, and of course we are partners with them. I sometimes appear on Think Media videos. I know Dan and Nolan, you had a fantastic conversation about monetization like last month. Maybe we do another one to talk about all of these YouTube layout changes. Like, YouTube could look very different this time tomorrow with new subscribe buttons, rounded thumbnails. Oh my goodness, that's going to cause chaos for people who put borders around their thumbnails.
Don't forget, we had an awesome session with Sean last week in vidIQ Max too.
Oh, and vidIQ Max. Do you border your thumbnails, Jeff?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you do. You're in a world of hurt. Oh no, all of those corners are going to get absolutely destroyed.
That's all right though. I can make it work.
Unlucky. All right,
make it work.
let's move on to the next channel that we're going to audit. And I think, Jeff, this was the one that you picked, Shop Time with Drew. 200 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right then. So tell us a bit more about this channel.
I have no idea what this channel's about. I just completely randomly chose them.
Right.
Now, it looks like, so one, I do like automotive channels, and this seems like they have a lot of potential. They're doing a mix of content. It looks like a lot of how-to. Drew is doing some how-to here, showing you, from what the About section said, he's a master certified Toyota or Toyota master mechanic. But he's showing you how to do work on Priuses, how to do RAV4s, 4Runners. So doing a lot of how-to content, but mixing it up. The shorts views are doing quite well. I mean, 3 days ago, almost 4,000 views. 6 days ago, almost 3,500 views. So overall, looking pretty good. I think, if anything on their long form content, probably need a little bit of tweaking on these thumbnails. Because sometimes it could be a little hard to tell what exactly. I see, like, RAV4 water pump 2.5 liters, a lot going on there. I think we could probably tighten up exactly what's going on there. Whether it's less text printed over everything, or maybe not having to have a image of the water pump itself, because most people probably wouldn't be able to recognize that anyway. But just some little bit of tweaking there to kind of tighten things up with the thumbnails themselves.
It was only when I used a magnifying glass that I realized that they were showing the part, because there's no separation between the car and the part itself.
Right.
So whether you just have an arrow pointing to the particular part where that engine might go in the car might be more,
or a stroke.
Useful. Yeah, or a stroke effect.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think this channel's for, Jeff? Do you think it's for fellow Toyota certified engineers, experts, or do you think there can be a hobby enthusiast of Toyota cars who may find this interesting?
I think, if anything, they're aiming at Toyota owners who want to do the work themselves. That's what I'm guessing. Based on the content here. So that would be super helpful. Like, if that's the kind of content they're making, that's awesome, because he's essentially targeting a ton of Toyota owners out there, especially if they're older vehicles. That's a big wide audience, and it's niche specific to Toyota owners. So, whatever Toyota it might be, he can kind of narrow down. If they wanted a niche further, they would go into a specific model of vehicle. I've seen that before. I've seen guys have done just entire Prius channels. I've seen that before. But yeah, so that's, to me, I'm hoping that the reason that they're seeing some success here is because either they did it on purpose or they accidentally found a niche, which is, either way, good for them. But so far, it's looking pretty good. So I have a lot of hopes for this channel, even though subscriber growth is not huge, but they haven't been on YouTube that long either. But the view counts speak otherwise. So
70,000 views, I'm going to open the floor to Nolan and Dan for any other observations.
I mean, one of the things, honestly, for me, I look at a channel like this, and it's interesting when I saw there was a lot of Toyota Prius videos, and then now we're seeing some RAV4. Which it's hard with something like this that's so search based, that oftentimes what you'll find when it's just very search based is people will search, they'll find your video, and if they click on your channel for the Prius videos, that are ranking or something else, and then they see that you're not doing that anymore, you're not getting many subscribers to follow.
Return viewers.
Yeah.
So
I think, I think there's different strategies on how to do that. I'd be curious to even hear, Dan, like what you think, because I'm like, there's something you could do where you could go for search-based stuff, and then it really all depends too on what the person wants to do. If this is their business and they're trying to just send stuff out that, let's read this a little bit more, because Toyota certified master technician, my goal is to help save the DIY person money, hopefully speed up the process for other technicians. If you have any input, if there's some, okay, so it's all, just all Toyota stuff. So I think then what I would personally do is I would probably do one video that's very specific to search, and then I would do one video that has more general appeal to Toyota enthusiasts.
Yep.
And it would be like, you know, there's infinite amount of possibilities, but even like just you could do like car accessories, you could do something like interesting facts, or there, you know, I'm not in that field, so there's probably way cooler video ideas that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, people want to see this. But like I would try and experiment with both, because that's just kind of what I'm seeing looking at the subscriber rate. You know, the videos are getting some views, but I don't know. Dan, what are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. That was going to be my advice. If I were them, I would be going to different car enthusiast channels and just seeing the types of content they make just for inspiration. Because I think if you were like the certified mechanic and that's your field of expertise, it's hard to kind of take yourself out of that box, you know, because you're like, I'm going to play to my strength on YouTube. But, you know, you probably have like a lot more to offer than that as well. Like what if you'd search driven videos about fixing specific Toyota cars, but then you had ones for helping people buy certain ones, like you give your thoughts, like you know these cars intimately, so you could really give a unique take on like which ones are the best for what purpose. So they could all be search driven still, which is fine, but they're all appealing to a similar audience. And then outside of that, what do the enthusiasts do on YouTube that make those videos trend a bit more broadly? Now, for me, I'm thinking like that's going to be different kits and stuff that people put in their cars, different modifications that they do. But there's probably a lot out there, and because I'm not in this space, you would probably know better than me. So that would be my advice.
I also saw a huge missed opportunity here, though, too.
Yep.
So when we looked at one of the videos and we looked at the description and stuff,
I know
one thing I noticed was a complete lack of any sort of like affiliate links for the parts that he's talking about.
Yeah.
So that's another thing where you can, you know, even if you're not monetized, quote unquote, because you have 225 subscribers, you could still be earning good money on these videos based on affiliate links. And a lot of the different automotive platforms, websites do have affiliate programs, as well as there being a ton of auto parts on Amazon directly. So this is something where not only can they serve the viewers what they want to see with very helpful content, they could also make some affiliate revenue on the side to help, you know, continue to fund this channel, at least to make it self-sustaining. So videos like that are super useful that I find as an automotive enthusiast myself as useful are the top accessories for specific vehicle, the 5 accessories you shouldn't buy, but when you're telling people the ones that they should, or, you know, the best floor mats or the best wipers or whatever it is, you can always include that stuff. And whenever I come across a video where I needed to learn, like, okay, most recently, as an example, after 3 years, the key fob, the battery in my key fob for my car started to die. I got a warning on my dashboard that said, hey, your key fob battery's dying. You need to replace it. And I'm like, oh crap, how do I do that? What battery do I need? What did I do? Straight to YouTube, searched it up, found a dude that showed you exactly how to do it, told you which battery to buy, left links in the description. I used his affiliate link to make sure he got credit because he helped me as a viewer. Yep. So, you know, and that's, you know, and then I noticed his videos. He had these wipers for your car, this, you know, these tires are the best fit, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I didn't know that they had floor mats like this for my car. Bought him using his affiliate link. Huh. So it's stuff like that where I know what he's doing, but it still helps me. So I want him to get credit. So for Drew, this is just, you know, an additional way that he could, you know, monetize the channel a little bit.
Yeah, I cannot buy this water pump replacement directly from this video.
Yep. And that's a missed opportunity.
Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. I was also thinking as well in terms of, this is a classic case of, on YouTube, you can learn how to do anything, but it often requires a bit of searching because you pick one video from this channel, one video from another channel, and then another video from another channel. And ultimately, could this YouTube channel be a funnel into like a professional course? You stick it on Udemy, Skillshare, or even YouTube's course education thing that's coming in 2023. And then, you know, you charge $10, $20 for it. And, you know, instead of me saying, okay, there's this RAV4 one here, but then there's a Prius video here, and then another Prius one. There's another RAV4 one down here. But, you know, I'm desperately trying to go through the entire channel to find all of the exact videos I need. Obviously, you can use playlists, but I think YouTube are trying to encourage something that's a bit more solid and sellable to viewers and users than just playlists. So that might be something to consider in 2023. So that is Shop Time with Drew. The next channel we are going to look at is Grossy Coin Hunts. They've just surpassed 1,000 subscribers. And Dan, I think you were the picker of this channel. Tell us a little bit more about it.
So we've seen coin collecting channels in the past. It is a very interesting niche on YouTube. I would say one with a relatively low ceiling, just based on some searches I've done, but still definitely plenty of people out there who are very interested in this. And this channel already has a lot to work with, not just in terms of content they made, but in terms of successful videos that they've done. For example, if you scroll just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Where'd it go? That one. Okay. Wait. Okay, what happens to coins now that the queen has died? 2.3K views, very simple thumbnail. So they found a trending topic within their space, and it's going to have a little more mass appeal. Yeah. And they are speaking from a very unique perspective because they collect coins. They know all about this. So those are the types of opportunities that don't come around a whole lot. When they do, it's pretty cool. And I can understand it'd be hard to double down on them, but it got me kind of thinking, and I just kind of typed in on search like coin collecting. And the one thing I noticed about the videos that perform really well in this space, the collectors seem to have very old coins, very impressive collections. Even as someone who's a layman to this, there were things I was seeing in these searches that were like, whoa, okay, even I understand that this is a big deal. Yeah, rare coins. They're a bit older videos, so not recycled a whole lot, but they're out there.
These titles are certainly more sensationalist, like dare I say it, clickbaity, but a lot more accessible to someone like you or me, Dan, who's not necessarily a big passionate coin collector, but hey, I could be interested in what's the most valuable coins in circulation right now.
Right. What if I have one?
Yeah. So these are click worthy, not clickbaity.
Yeah. So that was the other thing I was going to mention about their titles. No one like that one. That their titles are very vague in a lot of cases. The Queen one was great, but I think ultimately they have a lot of vague titles. I think it's looking that way because I'm noticing a lot of these are live streams and podcasts, but there's still an opportunity here to get these viewed after the fact. So podcast number 4, I'm seeing there at the top, Unhuntables podcast with Christopher Collects. Like, so you already gave me the least important bit of your title, and then the next part of your title is completely cut off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like the name of your podcast is not relevant to the people who are brand new to your channel, but the information inside might be. So these are the things, like, I think a title overhaul for this channel is needed on a lot of content. There's like book 2, like different book numbers kind of come up sometimes. And again, like, it's kind of bloating your title in a way that's not super relevant. It depends. I don't know what a book, maybe a book's a very technical term in coin collecting and I'm wrong. You're the expert here, not me. But as someone just looking at this video from an outsider's perspective, it just feels like it's pretty obvious when you nail it with a title and a pitch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. One of the common themes I'm seeing in general with these channels is the video ideas. And, I think Dan's touching on it. And I just spent 5 minutes to come up with a couple video ideas. And
I like it. Okay, let's go.
I want you guys to help me decide which one this coin collecting channel should make. Okay, so I just wrote down a couple. 4. And we could probably we'll come up with another 2. Okay, how about that? First of all, I think what would be interesting, just as an outside perspective, most rare coins in the world. What are the most rare coins? And you're the coin expert. You don't have to even have them, but you know about them. And so you can show some images. So that's one video that I think could appeal to a wide audience. When you pulled up coin collecting and I saw the pawn shop and had 18 million views, I think there's something interesting about coin expert reacts to. So nice. You're the coin expert. And I think when coin expert reacts to even the Queen Elizabeth stuff is interesting. And I like that you did a video on that, but even to, the Ryan Trahan series wouldn't work because it's just a normal penny, but I wonder if there's the Pawn Stars reacting to that would be great. I think there's probably other movies and TV shows that if there is a prop of a coin, national treasure or something, reacting to that, or that and giving the history on it could be really interesting. So that's number 2, you know, some sort of react. Coin expert reacts. Number 3 was most expensive coins in the world.
Yep.
Because typically you think coins are, I mean, 50 cents, 20, it's a penny. What are the most expensive coins in the world? To me, that would be just very fascinating. And then the last one was 10 coins that don't exist anymore.
Oh,
and you can see here, like, even if you go back up to the top there, 1.8 million views, which just kind of shows me that there is interest in this topic. So my advice to everyone watching is, I just spent 5 minutes coming up with 4. And if you guys maybe come up with 1, it's like, if you just spend a little bit extra time to come up with just the idea that is clickable, your videos can get so much more views, because the whole point of making videos is for other people.
Right.
What are they going to watch? And a lot of people don't like that, because, you know, you're an artist and you want to make stuff for you, and that's fine. But if you want to make videos that get views, you need people to watch it, and to watch your videos, they need to be interested in what you're talking about. So sit down and even look at other channels, right? And start to think, what's working for them? How could I use this for myself? And so, because I got the coin expert reacts from coffee expert reacts. That was something that I remember. I was like, oh, this would be interesting to react to this. So, that's my number one thing. What you guys are saying, and then also, like, just spend some more time really thinking about the idea, and then from there, it's gonna be so much easier to come up with a good title. And here's a hint for you guys. Just use titles that are already working.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to copy them word for word, but use what's working. Because usually that the titles are based on kind of that topic anyways. And even when you just typed in, like, I think you typed in earlier, like, coin collecting, I noticed a lot of those thumbnails, to me, I was like, they're not very good. There's some room in this niche to stand out.
Yeah.
So point being, I think there is massive opportunity, even though maybe definitely not as high. Yeah. There's some room here. There is some room to grow. And so that excites me. I think just focus in on that idea, and then dial in those titles and thumbnails. And
how intriguing is that?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dan. I'll round up on this. Keep going.
Okay, so I had an idea, but I don't know how exactly you would approach this. But when Nolan was rattling off some ideas, one that popped in my head, because you mentioned Ryan Trahan, was because that was a trending topic. It's not now, but when Ryan Trahan did the penny series, what if the penny he was holding, like, had like a date on it, like, and you can identify that penny's actually worth $4, or that penny's actually not even worth a penny. Like, that would have been an interesting video. Not sure exactly how you'd pitch it, but it's a trending topic. I would have played with that. And then my other thing, I saw a comment, which is a good point, but I want to talk about this. This gaming again says, all these topics are way out of focus for the 50p coin hunting aspect of the channel. Fair. Now, I don't know what 50p coin hunt means, but this person does it a lot. I think, Nolan, maybe you would agree with me that 50p coin hunt might be a bit too niche for what is already a pretty solid niche, just coin hunting in general. They've been trying it and trying it and trying it. It seems to have hit its limit.
Yeah.
But your ideas that you gave were all very approachable to a very wide audience, and still well within this person's, I would imagine, field of expertise. We don't know exactly what this person's background is, but it just seems like that would be like a good fit. So I saw that comment and I wanted to bring that up, because sometimes if you box yourself in too much, you're not going to grow. Like, sometimes you have to think outside of it a little bit. Like, what's going to have a more broad appeal? Like, 50p coin hunt is obviously for people like me. I don't know what that means, so I don't really care like what you're looking for. I don't understand the value of that because I'm a layman. But the ideas that we've been talking about, just the more general broad ideas, really resonate with me, and I would watch any of those videos as someone who doesn't care about collecting coins.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what I'm doing here is I'm going onto YouTube, and maybe Rob, you could pull this up and, like, do a little bit of research too, right? Because you might be right. I mean, if you type in 50p coin hunt, I hope that's the right term. I'm not totally, I think that is the right term. So 50p coin hunt, like, let's just look at a little bit of these videos. So it looks like there's a channel, Christopher Collects, who is talking about 50p coin hunt. And so even looking at his channel, he has 70,000 views. And then and if we click on his channel, I wonder if all of his videos are on this 50p coin hunt.
Nope. Different types of
no.
coins.
Nope, not all of them. So then we could go back. Yeah, there's 2p coin. I don't know. There's other videos. And if we scroll down a little bit more, 535 subs, 1,000 subs. Again, we have Christopher Collects. My gut, just looking at the views and the subscribers on, if that's your main search term for example, I started a basketball channel. NBA, if you type in NBA, do you know how many views and subscribers these channels have? Hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers and views. There is a lot of room to grow there. When I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is very, very niche. And so I think this is a format on your channel, and your channel can have multiple different formats here. So yeah, I agree, Dan. I think people just, do some research and be honest with yourself, because if you're doing this for a hobby and you don't care about the money, then, why are you trying to grow? I guess is my question.
I always imagine they wouldn't submit their channel if that were the case.
My guess is this person feels stuck and they want to grow. Then the advice of, hey, let me experiment, kind of going a little bit outside. People maybe came to my channel for 50p, but those people are also interested in fill in the blank. And I think just doing that is just going to unlock a whole new level of viewership for your community when you start to widen out a little bit. But you always got to start somewhere. And I think starting niche got him to this place. And that's awesome. I think it's time to widen up a little bit and just experiment with some new videos.
So my idea was, what if cryptocurrency were coins? Because we always see the physical Bitcoin.
Yep.
But like, what if we had a Dogecoin that was made real? And that could be an idea. And then the final thing was, Nolan, what I picked up there on is you're preaching from the Jake Thomas rule of titling, whereby you take titles from niches and topics completely outside of your area of interest, but then assimilate them into your content because they're proven to work.
I've done it for myself. I saw tier list videos doing great for potato chips and for cars and for other stuff, and I was like, or for anime, and I was like, would this work for earbuds? Totally works.
I seem to remember, Nolan, you did a fantastic video with Jake about this. I'm trying to remember. It's like a couple of months ago, wasn't it?
I have a new one coming out next week with Jake.
Sweet.
That is really really exciting. We basically go over kind of the four methods. He talks about one of his tweet threads, but I think Sean actually, it might be on the oh, you know what? I know what you're thinking of. It's it wasn't with Jake in it, but we did on our podcast have Jake and Sean do one together. But there is a video, I think it's called 98% of YouTube video, something like that. If you type in 98%, you'd find it. But yeah, and he talks about, I mean, that will give you so many ideas for your channel. If you type in 98%, I believe that is the correct one.
This is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you watch that, you'll see he kind of breaks down how most titles or most really video ideas have these kind of 10 characteristic traits: curiosity, fear, stuff like that. And so that just, I think, go watch that video. That'll give you a ton of ideas as well for how you can kind of widen your topics and really try and get a video that can get you thousands or hundreds of thousands, millions of views.
And this title in itself is something that I think we've all borrowed from in a YouTube creator space, where a blank percentage of this type of person, whether it's an athlete or a YouTube creator or a gamer, get this wrong. We're just taking titles from elsewhere and using them on our own channels, and it's really successful. All right, so another big, good discussion there. That's not necessarily about coins per se. It's about ideas and branching out from perhaps a very specific niche that could be limiting your audience potential. The next channel we're going to look at is Cooking Around the World. Who picked this channel?
I think I did. I believe I did.
Right.
So
it's another Shorts exclusive channel, it looks like here. Nolan, tell us a bit more about it.
yeah, so this is I mean, just looking at the banner too, you know, it looks like some sort of pizza or actually I don't know exactly what that is, but you know, definitely could update that. But let's go to the about page real quick, Rob. Cooking Around the World, clearly a cooking channel, right? So I'm just a guy that loves food, trying to make myself into a better cook by challenging myself with dishes from all over the world. One by one, I'll cook my way through every country's national dish and more. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. So let's take a look at some of the videos. I haven't really looked at a ton of these, but I think he does have some long form content as well. If we scroll down a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking at, let's start maybe with some of these long form videos and then we could talk about the shorts as well. But that latest one, that's 4 months ago, the easiest quick diet friendly meal there is. My initial instinct is the title's pretty all over the place. And so can we hover over that and see what the full title would be on that?
Which
the
one is
easiest
that?
quick go up a little bit. It's on that.
Oh,
right
I've got
there.
it now. Yeah.
There we go. So
it is delicious Peruvian ceviche. I probably pronounced that wrong, but
yeah,
that's what it is.
So, you know, I think what they're doing here is they're taking a few different angles. I think they're going for search by putting on the, or actually, Rob, can we just click on that and open it real quick to see that full title? I think what they're trying to do is at the end, delicious Peruvian ceviche is a search term, right? Peruvian ceviche would be a search term. Yeah. And it's okay to mix and mingle these, but just kind of breaking this title down. The front half is a bit more of a browse or suggested kind of like clickable type of title, the easiest quick diet friendly meal there is to me. So I think media, just a little insight, and actually, you know, I don't know exactly what you guys do here at vidIQ, but this would be interesting to see if you guys do this as well. At Think Media, once a week, we get our content team together and we actually have all these titles that we've brainstormed for one video, and we'll have like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go through, we'll talk about them and say, I like that angle. I don't like that one. I kind of like this one as well. Let's brainstorm a few more. And by the end of it, we have a really nice title and we have some different opinions, and we kind of vote like, okay, which one would you click on? And I think a lot of people make the mistake of just, I made this mistake when I just got started on YouTube. I would write out just my first title and I would use it. So I think what you can do is write out your first title, read it out loud, look at it, look at what other people are doing and how their titles are. And this is something that you can learn over time. But just looking at this, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this title. The easiest quick diet friendly meal there is. There's a few things here. So I like easy because that's kind of intriguing to me. Quick is also intriguing. And then diet friendly meal. I don't love diet friendly meal. I think based on the thumbnail, it looks like you're going for like just like a healthy, maybe is a better word to use than diet friendly meal. I would probably just go for healthy. So that's a little bit too much for me. I would pick one. And if you're trying, I would go for like an easy or like, this healthy dish is super easy to make.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Peruvian ceviche on the end, if you want. You know, I think something like that is just easier to read. It's a little more simple and it's not trying to stack all these like triggers, click triggers inside of the title. And so that was the first thing that I noticed looking at this channel. But I'm sure there's even a lot more, that we can dive into the title, but also just more stuff on the channel. But yeah, what are you guys thinking as far as that? Would you agree with there's maybe a little bit too much going on in that title?
Yeah, I agree. You have to pick one of these
adjectives, sort of.
I would say emotion-driven parts of a title. That's what's generating a curiosity and a FOMO. But to include all of them, it just means that the viewer's having to read more, and they just you want that. You want that instant, like, this is the food. This is the best thing about it. You want to click and work out how to make it.
I'll say this, like, there's way too many diets to throw around the term diet friendly so vaguely. Like, I could be on the donut diet, and in this case, this would not be friendly to my diet because it ain't donuts. So I need it. I would say diet friendly is way too general and broad and it's not for anybody at that point. I think if there's a specific diet that you follow, maybe it's time to go all in on that. If this dish is really great for vegans, for example, maybe you want to include that. But again, it might be better to just say easiest, whatever it is you're making, like we've been talking about. But if you're going to go the direction of diets, there's entire channels dedicated to the keto diet, for example. So it's kind of, I think it's like a one or the other kind of situation.
Jeff, I want to give you like just 20 seconds to critique the thumbnails, and then we'll move on to the shorts, because at this point, I don't know if this creator is making long form content. The last one they made is 4 months ago. So just briefly, thoughts on thumbnails.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the usual when it comes to food channels. That is to me, it's similar to like a product channel. You want to have the product front and center in that thumbnail. So if we're talking about food, I want to see the food. You don't even have to have text on the thumbnail. But that's going to be the thing that's going to stop me. If it looks amazing in that, like let's say I searched up lasagna and your thumbnail looks amazing because it looks like a really delicious piece of lasagna, then that's going to get me to click. Like Lasagna of the Gods, cool, conceptually cool, but it's so tiny. It's such a waste of space that the lasagna should be taking up the whole thumbnail, at least in my opinion.
And when you take lasagna out of a dish, it just looks disgusting. That looks horrible. I'm just being honest.
Get like a corner shot of the pan, while it's still in the pan, something like that. But still, like there's plenty of awesome lasagna thumbnails on YouTube, and that always comes down to doing a bit of thumbnail research and get an idea of what is it that's getting clicks for people that are searching for lasagna to give you an idea conceptually of how you should make your thumbnail.
All right, let's say we're not making long form content anymore, so ignore all of the advice we've just given if you're not interested in that.
You like double burned their food because you insulted the lasagna and the thumbnail at the same time. I just want to point out how epic that was.
Okay.
I just got to say, I'm getting a little hungry.
This happens all of the time, Nolan. Yeah. Shorts wise,
yeah, I mean, a lot of shorts, right? So it looks like they're being consistent, which is awesome. It looks like they're being consistent. Let me just read a few of these. So the only way to use a jar of mayonnaise. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I'm like, what does that even mean? And so I have actually pulled up so Jake Thomas's 10 elements that make people click on YouTube. That definitely clicks the curiosity element for me, right? So that's a good sign. Master your Caesar salad game. Interesting. I think how you could spark more, maybe curiosity more into that is, so let's just take that Caesar salad. I think this is something, I feel like Master Your Caesar Salad Game is almost a good title, but it could be way better. So I always think, what does the person clicking on this really want? And it goes back to my buddy Alejandro. He's a marketing expert, and he talked about the chocolate covered carrot, and I will never forget this. And the chocolate is the thing you put over the carrot to get someone to eat it, and the chocolate is what makes them take the bite, but on the inside is the thing that's good for them. It's the healthy thing. So Master Your Caesar Salad Game. If I'm someone who's into Caesar salads, do I want to just level up my Caesar salad game? Maybe, but what do I actually want? I want it to taste good. Maybe I'm trying to lose weight, so I want it to help me lose weight. I want it to be lower calories. Maybe I want more protein in it. And so I think starting to think about what's the chocolate in this, right? Because the carrot would be add a little bit of olive oil into this to make your dressing better, and a little bit of salt on top. Maybe that's the carrot. But I wonder if a title that is more curiosity driven, where it was like, add this weird ingredient to your dressing, or that's getting a bit too long for a short, but like finding a way to maybe make it more curiosity driven. There's a lot of things you can do. Another one, just even looking at the 10 elements, one of them is like authority. So you could, even if you find like, let's say Kylie Jenner loves Caesar salads. Kylie Jenner puts this in her Caesar salads, and you like recreate it. I know she did something with like a noodle dish that a lot of people recreated, and that went viral. And so there's, just starting to brainstorm some ideas I think would be interesting. But overall, I do like their shorts seem very specific and to the point, which I like. But Rob, what are you thinking here?
So you've just sparked off like a thought that I'm wanting to try and turn into a video. And I think the pitch or the marketing of your video, the title and the thumbnail should be what the viewer wants, but the content is what the viewer needs. So in this one example, small channel, do this to double your views in 5 minutes. So we're kind of giving that fear of missing out. The thing that creators want is more views, more subscribers, monetized. That's what they want. But in order to get there, what do they need to do? And so this video is actually about how to write better titles. This is a Jake Thomas one I did as well. Like we had an interview with him and we turned the podcast into a discussion about writing better titles. But I've learned that if you title it how to write better titles for your YouTube videos, nobody really clicks on that or watches it because that's not what they need. What they want is more views and subscribers. So you wrap up the packaging in something what the viewer wants. And once you're into the content, then you can give them what they need specifically, as long as a hook reinforces this first part. So that's just like the aha moment when you were mentioning how the title needs to operate a little differently to the content.
Well, and then even, can you go back to your title real quick, Rob? It's such a good title for, so I wish I could, it's okay. I mean, so I'm looking at the 10 elements that Jake shared in his Twitter thread, right? And it's the one that we talked about in the video I made where I go over it. But your title has 3 of those elements, and he was saying on average the best titles, videos that do the best have 2.2 on average. So right, let's just say 2 to 3. Your title has curiosity because you're like, what do I need to do to double my views? It has doubling your views, which is a deep desire. It's the core desire, one of the core desires for people in our community. And then in 5 minutes is timeliness. Yep. It's very quick. And it's actually kind of, you could also argue it's extreme / epic topic. It's like, an extreme time frame. But those 3 things in that title, I think just pulls it together. So I do think there is something though. I want to be honest. I'm still experimenting with shorts. I'm trying to make my shorts as short as possible. So sometimes not all of this is possible. So like going back to that Caesar salad, I think what Dan said was perfect. The beginning of your short really is kind of your thumbnail, right?
Let's listen to it. Let's go in. With it not muted.
It wasn't muted.
Oh. That's very, very quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't hear it. I don't know if you guys can.
No, I can't hear it.
Now, this is interesting because when I clicked on this video earlier on, the long form one, is that coming out of your left channel?
No, but it's quiet.
It is in my earphones. It's just coming out of my left channel. So I think the creator may need to just check their audio on a lot of things that they're recording. It seems to be inconsistent across the board.
Yeah. If people are having to like turn up their phones when they scroll to your video, imagine the experience of their next scroll. Like now they're just going to blow out their eardrums because they had to turn up their phone to hear you. You want it to be more consistent with what other people are kind of doing.
Everything's just really quiet. Sorry, that might
be. It might be you.
Might be different audio levels on. Why is that? Why is it loud on a video and not loud? Anyway,
I'm not sure. But I mean, even just here's what I'd say too, Rob. You could click on Master Your Caesar Salad Game. Just look at the visuals. I feel like we need to see the salad right away. When someone's scrolling, we want to see the bacon sizzle. We want to see the salad, the egg, whatever it is. Like I would start with that right away. And so I think that's a major thing is remember, if the first couple seconds is your thumbnail, you want to show them that chocolate, the thing that they came for, the thing that they want. Maybe show the final product of the salad. Show this, like this is how you make, this is how you master your Caesar salad game. And then instead of cutting to your face, always show a visual on shorts. Do not just, if you're showing your face, you almost need to be doing something. You need to be chopping up the Caesar salad as well and having action in it. And I think that's just going to help out a ton. rather than just doing that. So yes, I love the drawings here. You should screenshot and make this an NFT.
This is like John Madden in his prime. So yeah, show rather than tell is a basic formula there with a YouTube short. So again, lots of interesting stuff to talk about with cooking around the world. And I was thinking just with this latest one, Nolan, again, you just reuse that title and the two blanks are use a blank of blank. So what else could there be? Like a brisket, I don't know, another food thing that you could put together.
Cook your brisket in this.
The only way to use a bunch of bananas. And I know that's a terrible idea, but I'm trying to just think of different ideas.
Have spoiled bananas. Do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. The only way to use spoiled bananas. Can you click on that one? Because I'm actually so curious. I'm like, what is the only way to use a jar of mayo? So at least he's got it in his hand. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So just a funny one. That is funny. Oh wait, no.
Oh no.
Wait, he's actually, we can't hear it, so we're just assuming. But
does it have glass in it now, though?
That's a good question. Yeah, does it have shards of an iron from a golf ball? Yeah.
So now it looks like the jar. He's gonna put this stuff back in the jar.
So it's loops back around now, because like that could be a shot in itself, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Like you could do a series of what you should do with horrible food.
Man, that's no, that's great. Yeah, I think look at what's working and keep doing it. That's awesome.
Alrighty, so that is cooking around the world. We're going to move on to the next channel, which I think is also predominantly a shorts channel. It's an interesting one. There's Guinea Pigs Adventures, and you can see that they've done a ton of shorts. The view counts are lovely, stacking up 20,000, 9,000. I'm just going to refresh it here because that video was launched 2 minutes ago. Let's see where we're at with that one now. And it has 20 views in 2 hours. It's that classic conundrum. Like I've been building an audience with these shorts, but hardly any of that audience has gone to watch my long form content. How frustrating is that? But Jeff, I know again you've been sat on the sidelines for a little bit. Like just first observations, guinea pigs shorts, it's bound to be a winner, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so because guinea pigs are freaking adorable. So I would assume that there should be plenty to see here. And so far, it looks like they're doing pretty good. These view counts are quite healthy on these shorts, especially that one from 19 hours ago, already 24,000 views. So excellent. Yeah. Interesting. Is it? And this is purely shorts because it looks like that last video was a regular video.
So yeah, like I say, it's like all shorts. And then I thought, hey, let's try and transition some of these viewers into my long form content. It's still very early days, but it doesn't look as if they're going to get more than maybe a couple of hundred views.
Yeah, well, that's fine though.
I'll say this too. I used the short clip feature on the brand new basketball channel that I started. And what I noticed was as soon as I cut that out into a short, I got like I did it twice, and each time I did it, I want to say I got like 5,000 views in the first hour on the short.
Nice.
Now there is a button for people to go watch the full length, but it didn't really translate. I maybe got like 3 views, but I got like 10 subscribers, whatever. Yeah. But what was interesting was someone that commented on that short a week later. I know, and this was right when I started, like literally 0 subscribers. That same person commented on my long form video a week later. So, I mean, they've been talking about this, but they're trying to get better with recommending the right type of content. So someone, these 2,340 subscribers that are watching all these shorts, that video is now in their subscription feed. Not all of them are on YouTube right now. Not all of them are watching YouTube right now. Not all of them maybe even check their subscription feed, but because they subscribed, because they watch your shorts, that video eventually, give it some time, is going to show up on their homepage too. And so don't get discouraged that, you don't have as many views as your shorts. That is completely normal. YouTube is pushing shorts to tons and tons and tons of people to, because they a lot of people, obviously they're shorter videos and whatnot. So it's very normal to get a lot more views. Point being, this is I'm excited to just check in. Like, I kind of want to take a picture of this and see where this video is at in a month, because I have a feeling I think you could adjust the thumbnail a bit more. Kind of looks like it's stretched a little wide. But honestly, the grass background, I think I kind of like it because it's like one color. It's kind of that Ryan Trahan. We see a lot of people kind of do this grass background. I do like it. But point being, don't be too discouraged. I think without seeing the video, I think this video could get a lot of traction. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with it, but give it some time.
Yeah.
Now,
pivoting. Oh,
no, go ahead, Dan, if you got something to add.
Pivoting from shorts to long form is kind of a serious pivot for the channel, so it's way different. It's going to take a little bit for things to kind of take off. My thumbnail advice for this one was going to be, I'm glad you pointed it out, the ownership and essentials. Like, if you're going to put 2 words in a thumbnail, that's great, but those are 2 incredibly long words, and they're also kind of hard to see. I would always go for the more impactful, emotional, and short words if possible, because it's just a lot easier for someone's eyes as they're scrolling to like quickly make out without necessarily stopping. And then they're like, wait, what is that? And then they'll look at your title and dive in a little bit deeper.
Almost even like, he loves this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's 3 words. Yep. It's curious. It's like, he loves what? And then you read the title, 5 guinea pig must-have items.
Yeah.
I want my guinea pig to love these items. Yeah, that's a great tip, Dan.
Now, Dan, something that's probably going to interest you is you've been following this for a little while in terms of, if I use music on my shorts, it cancels out any other audio I can use, right? That's kind of where we've been struggling a bit with shorts.
If you use YouTube's editor.
So we click on this video. I'm going to talk over it because it's music from like a track. Like, there's no narration going on here. So I'm making sure we don't get a copyright claim. The music, as you can see down here in this bottom left-hand corner, it's been taken from this track.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. That's what you can do that on YouTube. You can take tracks from other people's content and make it your own, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'll click on this one. And this is music that's been used again from somewhere else. Fine. No narration. It's just 2 guinea pigs eating some stuff. This next one. So there is narration going on here, and you can't hear any music, correct?
Click on the icon.
I know, Dan.
Yeah.
They've taken music from YouTube, and I think they've muted it, but then done a voiceover so that their content is related to a popular piece of music, but they've done a narration over it.
Is that a popular piece of music? I guess. Yeah, I guess it is.
And what you're saying is, when you add in the music through the mobile app, you can't add a voiceover.
That's my problem. People have been telling me I'm wrong, but I've not been able to do it.
But this person is clearly doing that.
Because what I've noticed on my app is I've been able to add in music on my mobile app, but I ran into the issue. So I had a clip of Sean for Think Media that I wanted to add in to music in the YouTube app, mobile app, but for some, I think there's some like glitches and stuff, and like they're figuring stuff out. But for some reason, the music, like, it said it was like 2.5 minutes long, the song, but it would cut out right at like 15 seconds. And I was like, well, I can't do that because the video is like 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a glitch. I don't know what's happening, but for me, that's really interesting. So even just muting it all the way could play in a factor. Obviously there's other factors, but that's really interesting.
It felt like it might be a hack to use popular music completely muted so that YouTube maybe favors that, because another thing that triggered it, Nolan, is you said you use the create a short from an existing video.
Yeah, I did.
I'm wondering if YouTube is favoring people using these tools just to get more encourage people to start using them.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a hack, maybe it isn't. It's just interesting that I saw it on this video.
So, I've been wanting to talk about this more, and here's kind of, I maybe don't have full conclusions on it, but I would say this: if you have 0 subscribers, definitely use the shorts clip to clip your videos just to try it out. And I did this on Think Media as well, just to test it on a channel with 2 million subscribers and a channel with 0 subscribers. both results were the exact same. In an hour, you'll get 5,000 to 7,000 views, and then it tapers off. And that's 100% just shorts feed views. So no matter how many subscribers you have, you're going to get this huge flux in views from the shorts feed, and then it's going to taper off. And then what I've noticed is it kind of just plays out from there. So my preference right now is new channels should be using it, but someone like the media who's and even I actually created my own short, spent a lot of time on it on this brand new channel. I think it had 1,000 subscribers by the time I posted it. First hour, 90,000 views. 90,000 views on a short in the first hour. I was like, this is crazy. And then it tapers off. But so my point is, good quality content will still win. But if you have 0 subscribers, you might as well use the new features that YouTube are doing it and start getting some, like I got like 10, 15 subscribers each time I did it. It's worth experimenting with, and you can always delete those, private them later. And I also added some captions and stuff just to make it more interesting, kind of on key points of the video. So yeah, really weird stuff going on right now, but definitely worth experimenting with, especially if you do have a smaller channel. Try out the new features. Definitely. Play with the music, do shorts clips. 100%. Oh gosh. Things to do with your guinea pig. I love it.
So we kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there about like possible shorts hacks. This channel's doing awesome. Like, other than the tweaking the thumbnails on the long form content, like just keep going, keep pushing it, like keep the cadence up. They're producing 3 shorts per day, it looks like, at this point, and they're very quickly growing an audience.
I don't know if this person's watching right now, but just what I think would be in a hilarious video, I think the movie's called G-Force with the guinea pigs. What would be such a funny short is like making my guinea pig watch G-Force or something, and like just showing a clip of like it sitting there, you know, pointed at the hamster, and then it like turns around and it's watching G-Force. I just think that'd be funny. But
so that is Guinea Pigs Adventures. All right, I know we spent a long time on channels there, but I think it's all been really worth it, really valuable. But finally, it is now time for this. Somebody has way too much time on their hands. And look at Jeff. Yeah, Jeff the claw is gone.
How could you? I have so many questions, but first of all, how dare you?
I would like to introduce everyone to Lord Baconsworth of Porkchopolis. Long may he reign.
And so what happens here is that we have, let's see, just the 600 non-gaming channels have submitted, and just the 640 gaming channels that are submitted. So we put all of you into, what's the name of this pig again?
It's Lord Baconsworth of Porkchopolis.
Lord Baconsworth, right? And then
it's such a missed opportunity for crispy bacon.
Lord Baconsworth is about to get hammered, literally. And then we take that number, we put that in the our forms, and now we are auditing channels that we haven't got any preconceived ideas about. We've never come across them before. I'm always asking the question when I visit these channels, am I in the right place? Is this channel made for me? And if I can't work that out in 5 to 10 seconds, then the communication probably needs a little bit of work on the channel. So the first one we're going to audit here is called Everything Boosted. And just from the channel banner and just from a couple of the shorts, I think this is a car about performance cars. So Jeff, it is yet another shorts channel. That's all we seem to be coming across at the moment. That's cool. This is in the new world of YouTube. What are your initial thoughts here?
Yeah, no, it's pretty interesting. So Everything Boosted is going to make me think that they're probably talking about vehicle modification, whether it's turbocharging, supercharging, things of that nature. Some of the shorts are kind of interesting though. Dual versus single, I'm assuming exhaust. Screaming V8. Okay, cool. Anyone else have this problem? So just kind of it seems like it's a little bit a little all over the place, but it is all still automotive related. So they're getting some pretty decent views on some of this stuff.
One thing, so one thing that I've noticed with now multiple of these YouTube channels with shorts is, and I can't hear them, but I'm assuming this is the same way. I'm thinking about the guinea pig shorts. I'm thinking about these shorts. There's not really a personality in it.
Yeah.
Is kind of my gut reaction. And so something that I'd really encourage everyone listening to this is find a way. I still think there's a lot of value in just showing, the exhaust and all that kind of stuff. But if there's a way you can tell a story with it as well, it's going to help so much from your shorts to your long form videos, because people are starting to get to know you. You're starting to practice your storytelling, your editing. And when they watch you talking on camera or doing whatever you're doing in this long form video, it's going to feel so much more natural rather than just showing, different clips of cars or different clips of guinea pigs. But even what I do like about the guinea pig is there's a face being shown there. And so I think that's a little easier of a transition. But even with this channel, I'm just thinking, how can you do some sort of storytelling with it where, let's say you still want to do the dual versus single. And you're like, I think even just adding in those voiceovers and talking about it in that, hey, this is what it looks like when we have a single, and this is what it's going to look like when we have a double. And then actually just kind of putting yourself out there and trying to tell a story, I think is just going to make these shorts creators, it's going to make it so much easier to transition to long form.
Sorry if you can't hear it. It feels to me like it's almost like a bit of a performance engine car ASMR channel, because they're really focusing on the rev of the engine and the noises it makes. There was also a robot voice at the beginning of that one, just telling us, giving a bit of a context of what the video was about.
Because I think even with the guinea pig, I gave the example of like making my guinea pig watch G-Force. That would be a really interesting storytelling type of short. And I would look at creators like Ryan Trahan and Eric, because they're doing a really good job of their content is very similar when it comes to their shorts and their long form, in the sense that they're in it, they're talking, but there's stories in it. So even with the guinea pig example, having some sort of storyline where like, I was hanging out with my guinea pig today, but we did not know what to do. And so I wanted to put on a movie, and he's never seen G-Force. And then it's like, so I decided to cook us up some popcorn. Like I understand this takes a whole lot more work, and this takes a lot more creativity and stuff. But I think if you can start to tell stories in your shorts, they're going to do better. And I think it's going to help that transition. So I just wanted to encourage, try it every once in a while. We're seeing some videos here of this guy being on camera.
Long form content from a year ago. Doing pretty well.
Yeah, this is great.
I'm also noticing the rare times in which the phone is in portrait mode. Those videos tend to seem to get more views, like just more consistently. It fluctuates between those, but I think the viewing experience on these with landscape videos stuffed into a portrait mode forced window, it's not as nice to watch. It's harder to watch. And also YouTube themselves has said that TikTok logo is something they do not want in their shorts. And I have to imagine they have some tools that are looking into that in the background, maybe keeping that from spreading as far as it could potentially spread. So if this is from your TikTok, make sure to download it from the back end of TikTok appropriately so that it does not have that logo.
Yeah, so the red flag Dan is pointing out here is that watermark. As far as I'm aware, you will definitely not be able to monetize the content, at least in the Shorts Creator Fund. That'll probably extend to the YouTube Partner Program. But I did check a couple of videos, Dan. It is that same username every time. So it's definitely their content.
Yeah, it looks consistent.
They're just not taking the time to download it without the watermark.
Yeah. It also makes it feel like impersonal, right? Like it makes it feel like this wasn't made for me. I'm on YouTube and there's a TikTok logo. It could be from anywhere.
And, I think a lot of people, they start on TikTok and they're like, oh, I should go get on YouTube as well. And so then they just download and do that. I think there actually is you can go on Google and like find a TikTok downloader to download without the watermark if you never saved it because I just know it can be tricky. So anyways, there are options out there. I don't know if they're legal or whatever, but I know you can do it. So I don't know.
Yeah. Best advice is just to record it natively with your phone.
Yeah.
And then put it on whatever platforms. Don't record within the app itself. I think TikTok, if I remember correctly, they require you to do the first one within the app. But aside from that, just record it natively on your phone.
Yeah.
Delphinus Dancer. It's a gaming channel that we picked out here. And Disney Dreamlight Valley is the game, maybe? Oh, there was some Sea of Thieves gameplay that was from 4 months ago, though, Dan. So it looks like they returned to YouTube about a month ago, and Disney's Dreamlight Valley is there. Well, you see, this is a really strange thing. It was their game of choice up until they've gone back to Sea of Thieves live stream 24 hours ago.
Yeah, and what's unfortunate is after their break, they're using the same exact like thumbnails for their live streams. Excuse me. When I talk about live streams, I'm always trying to remind creators that you should always be putting a goal behind your live stream for that stream. You know, like what is the stream itself about? Because each time you set out, you set sail in Sea of Thieves, there should be some kind of thing that you're trying to do. And it's okay. I always say this too. It's okay if you cannot achieve that thing. Maybe it's a challenge, and the whole point is you're at least attempting it. You know, it's a lot more interesting for a viewer to click into that because they know what they're going to get just from the title and thumbnail. So if you just keep recycling the same thumbnail and then messing with the text a little bit, it just kind of looks like the same video over and over again. It doesn't look like there's anything that interesting, happening. It says can Sea of Thieves be played solo? But is there something that you could do to now take the thumbnail and make that more interesting? Because again, it's the same as all the other ones. And is playing the game solo really that big of a challenge? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't play Sea of Thieves, so maybe it's unheard of. But in that case, I think there would have been some better opportunities there to like really take that thumbnail and like knock it out of the park. I know it's a live stream, but they do get views after the fact, and while they're live, they get views. And so that can really, your click-through rate matters on live streams. Just keep that in mind. As for the topic jumping, from what little I know of Sea of Thieves and what I know about Dreamlight Valley is those are two pretty different audiences, I would say. So that's another thing to keep in mind. It's good to play,
Fortnite and Valorant as well.
First-person shooters versus games with like zero violence. They're going to appeal to much different audiences. So it's really important that you are catering content to an audience, a specific audience. Now, it's great if you like both of those things, but at the end of the day, you really got to choose one audience, because if I subscribe for the Dreamlight Valley like camera features video, so apparently there's like new features in this game, and I subscribe to it thinking, oh, this person's going to like cover all the newest features. Great. I play this game. This is fantastic. And the next thing I see is this live stream of a totally different game I'm not interested in. I'm going to lose faith that you're in my camp, as it were.
All right.
Dan, as Rob's pulling up the next one, what are your thoughts on having live stream in the thumbnail and in the title?
Definitely not the title. The most I would do is the little red dot that people put in their thumbnails, but I even discourage that. Like, why turn people away? Who would watch it after the fact otherwise? Maybe to them, they're happy to watch an hour-long video, and they see the dot and they're like, oh, okay, this was probably a lot of chat interaction. It's probably gonna be very distracted the whole time. Maybe it's not for me.
I think Jeff might have some thoughts on this. He's good at converting live streams.
Well, yeah, I don't do either. Like, I don't put live stream on my live streams. I don't put the red dot in there because I do aim for replay value on these streams. So like the one from 8 days ago is 21,000 views. The last time, that's version 4.0. Version 3.0 has over 100,000 views on replay on a live stream. But it's because I'm going into it with that game plan of replay value for the viewer. So title, thumbnail, topic, all done ahead of time before I go into it. I go into it with a game plan. But that's really what it is. And it just further emphasizes what Dan and what Nolan and Rob are talking about is going into the live streams with that plan to get people to want to click, give them a reason to want to watch. And it also works for replay because once a live is done, it still has to kind of live there. It doesn't have to die immediately. So that's really what we want to do.
Look at this. You wouldn't know these are live streams other than the fact that it says streamed a couple of months ago, because the title, the thumbnail,
it's because I've chopped them.
Credit to you, Jeff, trimming these down into just long form pieces of content.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you go to the homepage and you scroll down to the El Jefe Live, I do re-upload the whole stream in its entirety for my replay squad.
Cool.
Yep. So if they want to watch the whole thing, they see right there.
These ones.
So there's the full replays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Right. I had just loaded up a channel, haven't I? Yeah. So Basil Vino, and again another shorts channel. Looks like an art channel. What are they doing? A Savage Sword of Conan line art December. So
it's line art.
maybe
Okay.
redraws of comics from certain years and months. I'd probably have to click on one of these to find out.
Cool.
Is that the audio?
There is some music. There's a little bit of music playing. No
Okay.
narration. No narration. No. I feel like I checked out maybe about 10 seconds in, just because there wasn't anything different happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just experiment with different lengths. Watching all of them, I would guess they maybe are doing them the same. Just putting it at 20x speed or 10x. I don't know. It'd be interesting to do one like that and do a 6-second short and then try one that's 60 seconds. Yeah, it'd be interesting just to experiment more with the timing on videos like that.
So it seemed like a somewhat niche comic that they're currently covering, and then maybe it looks like they do maybe a series of drawings and then move on to the next cartoon. I know it for us, it's sometimes a very obvious and lowest path to resistance is to try and find something that's trending right now, whether it be in the comic world or like the latest Marvel film that's coming out, etc., etc. Like Deadpool 3 and Wolverine. So they did try and jump on that trend, and it performed a little better than expected against others. So that's a good example there of you jumping on a trend. But then everything else, I'm not too familiar with. I can see, and some long form content earlier on.
Yeah, there's a lot of art channels that have done really well. Like there's like Ross Draws, who's done super well by leveraging, trending movies, videos, anime characters, Disney characters, whatever it might be. Not to say that that's all the reason for the success, because highly talented, highly skilled, well edited, but there is something to that as well, because essentially you're sort of taking advantage of a wave of traffic that's already happening on YouTube. So why not sort of lean into that? So if you can draw a very obscure character that not a lot of people know about, or something that's really older, you can't expect a lot out of it. You kind of have to go into it curbing those expectations. But if you do manage to get on something that's a little more trendy, you can probably have better luck.
I would experiment with storytelling, in the sense that to watch someone draw can be interesting, but to talk about it as well, to add another element of what you're drawing, can even just that voiceover could be really interesting, or even doing it, incorporating some sort of challenge / timeliness where, where it's going to take you longer, but try making a video where it's, I drew Full Metal Alchemist line art in 1 hour, and just see what you could do in an hour to challenge yourself. And then in that, tell an interesting story of you doing it. But I would, if something can, with shorts, they could pop off months down the line. But if you see something not working, I would just try new formats, and maybe even, I see that you're posting almost every day, which is awesome. I wonder what it would look like if you spent 5 days to make one short versus doing one every day. If you're not maybe getting the results you're looking for, I would try experimenting with maybe some new formats as well.
I remember there was, I don't know if this was, I saw it on Reddit, but I think an artist drew the same picture 3 times, 1 hour, 10 hours and 100 hours, and I showed the difference between the three results. It's really interesting idea for an artist to do that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So I did ask everybody here a question before this live stream went live yesterday. In fact, I asked you, what if you could get vidIQ Boost if it cost half the price it currently does? And 63% of you, of 3,000 votes, said yes. So what I'm expecting is 1,500 of you to now take advantage of this amazing offer we have right now in the video description, which is that you can get vidIQ Boost for 50% off. That's all of our tools for 2 months if you are a brand new customer. Just to give you an idea of what our tools are capable of doing, we have this daily ideas tool. And what it basically does is it scans your channel after you've made some videos, and it determines what type of ideas you can do next for your content. So let's say on our channel, we could build a $12,000 a month YouTube automation channel. It's an interesting topic. I'm not really sure if we would do it on our channel, but it's not a bad idea. But I'm going to dismiss that one. The biggest Google algorithm update, helpful content. Again, I think that's more Google-centric. Let's move on. All right, then. YouTube mistake that cost me thousands. That's more in our wheelhouse. We could maybe change that to cost me thousands of views by writing the wrong titles or making the wrong thumbnails, or it cost me thousands of dollars because, as we talked about with that Toyota channel, they're not using affiliate links. So they could be costing themselves thousands of dollars by not including those affiliate links. So I'm going to save that one. Your awful video titles aren't getting views. Very blunt. I like it. It's basically saying you're rubbish and stupid. Sometimes that helps the title. That's really triggering the target audience that are struggling right now. So again, we may use this as an idea. There's 50 of these that we get every single day, and these are all based on YouTube education because that's the type of channel that we make. But if you were a gaming channel, if you were a travel channel, if you were a beauty channel, a cooking channel, all of the ideas will be based on your video topic. And that's just one of the tools that we have here at vidIQ. And you can take advantage of all of our tools, including this, the title generator, channel audits. The list is almost endless for 50% off if you're a new customer. So for the 1,500 people who want to get vidIQ Boost for half the price, the link is in the description right now. Click on it and take advantage of it. And I managed to get that in before the live stream ended.
So in other words, Rob says, put your money where your votes are.
There we go. Put your money where your votes are. Or just do it because we hammer a pig every time we choose a channel.
Oh.
Right.
That's the worst.
Can we have like a squeal sound effect every time it...
It should have prepped one.
It probably does, but I muted it. So.
Oh, man.
Okay. Next channel we're looking at here is a gaming channel, I believe. Dark Knight YT. There should be a channel all about Batman games.
I agree. Where's the Batman?
Mobile. If you go up, it says Call of Duty Mobile.
Well,
okay. Well,
I'm getting mixed signals.
As long as you're sticking to it.
You're getting mixed signals from that, and from that. Anyway,
I would say all of little consequence. I would be more focused right now on their thumbnails. I think.
Okay.
Before going back to their banner, I agree it's a little bit confusing, but the thumbnails are, I think, the thing holding you back the most. Despite that, there are some videos that exceed expectations. There's some really good sub counts or view counts rather, and that's great. That means you're covering the right topics. You have a pretty good understanding of this audience. How big is the channel subscriber size?
It's only 200 subscribers, Dan, and
right.
Each video is getting more views and subscribers pretty much. So the content must be good. That's bringing in people.
So I would anticipate many thousands of views on a lot of these videos if the thumbnails were a bit better. I'm talking like just removing some elements. In fact, making your life a little bit easier when you make these. Just less stuff in them. Yeah. Like text here, text here, text here, and then image with a lot going on, like the boat. Like there's a boat, and there's clouds, and there's a person, and there's water, and there's a tanker or something in the water. There's so many things. New lucky draw. I don't know what the loot boxes or whatever in this game look like, but if there's a visual for that, just put that with like new next to it or something dead simple. Like just try and communicate the point you're trying to communicate in as few elements as possible. We'll make them big and make them shiny. Here we go.
Let's see if we can find a good example here on thumbnails. No, they're all a bit meh, really. There's an opportunity here, isn't it, for someone to make really good thumbnails for COD loot boxes.
I mean, the top one had minimal elements or minimal amount of elements. So that coming,
okay.
you know, it's a rise and fall. You see the loot box, 2 characters. It's much more simplified and easier to understand than a lot of the other ones because it gets busy. Like you look at this third one, even though it did well on a large channel, you know, it's Call of Duty Mobile and then Rigged and then Angry Rant and then Epic Fail and then $100. Like, whoa. Dial it back there. I know you got 3 million subs, but please dial it back a notch. Let's let the video tell me something.
Easy there.
Whoa there, thumbnail. Whoa. Thumbnail.
You know, honestly, guys, if you have $5 to spend, you would be shocked how good of a thumbnail you could buy off Fiverr.com.
Thank you.
It is so underrated. I had to tweak some of the thumbnails for the channel I started, but I spent $5 on a thumbnail and I was blown away by the quality that I could get. And I think for a lot of people who you have $10 to spend, even if you're like, you know what, this is gonna be if you're posting every day, this is gonna be my best video this week. I'm gonna spend $10 on this thumbnail. Just watch how much better it performs. And you'll also learn like, oh, you'll start to learn what a good thumbnail is. Do a little bit of research, you know, follow Jay Alto on Twitter, learn about it a little bit so that if your $5, you know, thumbnail is not as good, you can critique it, but you can get, you can get a lot for just $5 on Fiverr if you find the right person. So it might take you an hour to find the right person, but go through and even specifically on Fiverr, if you look up gaming thumbnail artists, yeah, oh my goodness, you'll be shocked. And I recommend that for the people. I'm like, if you have $5 and you're doing 1 video a week, don't buy a coffee, buy a YouTube thumbnail and let that video pay for your next 10 coffees. Nice. Like honestly. Yeah. Look at it as an investment. And that's what I would recommend for a lot of people out there who can save up that cash, buy some thumbnails.
So great topics that they're covering. They're giving really high value advice, it looks like, for this game, for their space, but we're all in agreement that the thumbnails could do a much better job, and you're probably sitting on a boatload of views simply by not having better thumbnails.
I can't hear it. I don't know if you guys can
hear it.
No.
I was just seeing like maybe what I was trying to establish is, maybe the thumbnails holding them back, but the hook is like brilliant, and that's what's keeping them coming back. I guess one thing I would say is you have to try and keep the essence of the thumbnails for that almost branding consistency, but it just needs to be simplified as much as possible. Like we look at this thumbnail and how many elements are there to this. We've got these 3 spins up here. We've got this yellow text here, then this white text here, then this green text here, and then this really complicated loading screen from the game. And it's all in the foreground. Like nothing's, and there's so many colors there as well that it just leaves the potential viewer taking 10 to 15 seconds to try and decode what the video is about.
Yeah.
And so that's where we're getting. And another thing I always say is, if I just put you here with this thumbnail canvas, like which thumbnail is your eye drawn towards? And the answer is probably none of them, because your eyes are just dotting around every single thumbnail because there's so much chaos going in every single one. It means that it's
actually difficult. The YouTube short, Rob. The YouTube short. My eyes are drawn to the YouTube. The one with no thumbnail.
Because it's maybe simple and different.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Like even this one is like a little better because there's less text, and like, all right, I can pick out 11 crates immediately. That is separated from the background, but I can't read that.
Or even less words, definitely. Definitely.
We have a special Viper red text on thumbnail Richter scale. Whenever he sees red text on a thumbnail, like he just absolutely loses it, and he would be losing everything seeing some of these thumbnails. But there we are. Funny. Do you think we can squeeze in one more? Do you reckon? Should we just do
smash that pig?
Smash that pig button,
sir.
All right, 485. Don't like and subscribe. I smashed a pig. Right. Coding is awesome. We are told by this channel. They have just cracked 100 subscribers. All right. And, you know, we were talking about this previous creator who was a younger creator, and they should try and appeal to a younger audience. This, again, looks like a younger creator who's getting into programming, which is cool. Amazing. They have got some really interesting, unintelligible titles to me, at least.
Is that a different? Is it two language? I wonder if it's if the videos are English or if that's some sort of coding thing that I have no
thought
idea.
It was Python coding. Yeah. Oh,
is it?
Python is you know the text is like readable. I think that's a different language.
Yeah.
Someone will probably be able to tell us in the chat about that.
Yeah.
I do
I meant readable for people who read English, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to be insensitive.
I do like the Python for kids. I do like that he's taking the angle of like, hey, I might not be like, teaching adults or like to understand that, like, yeah, I love that. So I love the Python for kids angle. My thoughts are, if it is two languages, it might just be better to go into one and just do English or just do a different language. Would be my thoughts. If you can do English, I would think it might have it could potentially have a better RPM, CPM for your channel. So I would maybe do that first if you were, but I would do, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's two languages. I would turn this channel into one language, one specific avatar.
Okay, so it's not English. It is not English at all.
So then take all the English out of the titles is what I would do.
Yep.
I mean, right? If I click on this and I'm trying to learn Python for kids, I speak English, I click on this and I do not understand what is being said, I will instantly click off. And that's just going to hurt the channel in the long run.
Yeah, I completely agree. And we've seen it happen for multiple channels. There's ones that I've worked with before that were doing, like, say, both Spanish and English on the same channel. But one language is doing far better than the other. So my advice to them was like, hey, continue with this language that's doing better on this channel and move your English content to the other channel, to a brand new channel. And now once they remove the English content from these videos started doing even better, the Spanish videos. Then they started their English channel, and then those videos immediately started performing very well right off top. One, it had the benefit of having the production quality of a channel that's already experienced. But two, it's aimed at a particular viewer in a particular language. So making that split can definitely work better for sure.
I just want to try this video because the title is completely in English. Okay. So this is English.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's two separate channels.
Yep.
It's two separate channels.
Yep.
What I do like about where this creator is going is, like, this is from a month ago, and look at how the thumbnail evolution is changing. Like, they're now starting to put themselves in front of a thumbnail, and they've now niched on this Python for kids, so they've identified their target audience. I think all of that is a good strategy in the long run. We just need to figure out, I guess, what language they're going to be mostly broadcasting in on this channel. And clearly a lot of passion here and enthusiasm, a lot of content in that first month, and like 100 subscribers in a month. That is awesome. Yeah, like in just over a month, 1,000 views, 100 subscribers. Cool.
Amazing.
All right, and I think that brings us to the end of another eventful live streaming session. Nolan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on board today. If you just want to maybe do one more shout out for what's going on the Think Media channel and beyond.
Yeah, guys, I've had a blast. If you're watching this and you want to join our free challenge, it's happening right now. It's day 2, but you can still catch the sessions and the session tonight. But go to 2-1kchallenge.com or go to learnvideo2023.com and check this out, because we're in the middle of it. And as you can see, it's going to go through the 28th. So there's still a lot of sessions that Sean and Heather are going to be teaching on, absolutely free. learn how to get your first 1,000 subscribers, learn how to make your first $1,000 on YouTube. And what's so cool is we're spending a lot of time with the community in there this week. And so it's a great place to meet people, but then also the amount of testimonials that we get of people who are like, I made my first video. And then like a couple months later, they're like, I hit 1,000 subscribers. I think there was one person who like just hit 10,000 subscribers and they were in our last challenge. And just the amount of testimonials that we've seen from this has been crazy. And so definitely check it out. It's absolutely free. We'd love to hang out with you guys in there. And a vidIQ, I always love coming on the channel. My first ever channel review live stream. It was a blast. I'm going to have to call Mr. Beast back, give him some YouTube tips later. But I'll wait till this is over. It's been fun.
Jeff, pleasure as always. Anything to leave us on?
Nah, man, just, hopefully people were taking notes during the stream. A lot of good advice was given here. Despite it not being your channel, you can still take away a lot of value from what's being shown here. So, yeah, man, just get out there and make some videos that people actually want to watch.
And Dan, you have precisely 17.5 seconds to promote what's happening tomorrow.
Video reviews. 2 p.m. Eastern.
You have another 15 seconds.
Oh. Well, that's perfect.
Why don't you tell us the secret to blowing up and going viral with shorts, sir?
Yeah. What is that? As I said, we're all YouTube experts here.